Hey guys, my name is Kaylee for those of you who are new here, but if you aren't, welcome back to my channel. So first of all, ignore the fan right here. I know it's probably loud, I don't know, but it's kind of hot in my room, so I want to make sure it's on. But if you can already tell by the title, today I'm going to be talking about how Starbucks orientation was, you know, what it was like. I had orientation last week and I was a little nervous, but we're gonna go into detail with this video, what it was like. I'm actually taking nail polish off right now. She's getting nail polish on the job. So while I talk, I'm gonna be taking this off. I just figured why not multitask, you know? So I know every orientation, I'm sure, goes differently, but I'm just gonna explain what mine was like. So I got there and I met my manager. Well, I have a couple managers. I met my managers, and then they just showed me kind of like around, because I work in a travel plaza, you know, when you're on the thruway, and there's a bunch of different stores. I work at that Starbucks. So they kind of showed me like around the travel plaza, just like kind of they actually did like a tour at the end, which we'll get to, but basically they had to first like get my working papers and my ID. They had to like scan those, so they brought me, you know, in the room to get those taken care of, and then they just kind of went over like the COVID guidelines, you know, like don't come to work if you're feeling blah blah blah, you know, whatever. Then if your manager's nice enough, you'll get a free drink, not from well, okay, maybe, but I didn't get like a free drink at Starbucks that day, but like because it was a travel mart, there was like a little mini store, and so he let us get a drink free of charge. So that was really nice of him. I just got a water, and then after that that was only like 15 minutes, and then he brought us in another room where we had to do a 2-hour Zoom call. It was basically just going over a bunch of different things like dress code and like safety things, just all that stuff, and went over the paperwork, and we had to sign a bunch of paperwork. It's a lot of paperwork, you guys, so just be prepared for that. You're going to be signing a lot of different things. Your hand's gonna start hurting. You know, we just did like my schedule and stuff, or like, well, my availability hours, and they just stayed with it. Like my managers just stayed with us right there while we did our paperwork. They weren't with us when we did the Zoom call. And when I say we, one of my friends actually got the job there too, so we both happened to have orientation the same day. So they weren't with, like when we did the Zoom call, they weren't just like sitting there. I was like falling asleep in the Zoom call because it's hard to just stare at a screen for that long, but I mean, it was what it was, and it's just what you gotta do to get the job. And then after the Zoom call, that's when they showed us around the travel plaza. Obviously, if you don't work in a travel plaza, then you would just get a tour of the Starbucks that you work in, but either way, you'll get a tour of like where you're working and stuff. And they just showed us, you know, where they have the food like in stock and all that fun stuff. And you met some of your coworkers that happened to be working there at the time. And I actually already know one of them, so that's really cool. It's really hard to get this nail polish off. You may or may not get a free drink there, I'm not sure. I know some Starbucks, like orientation, they'll give you a free drink, but honestly that might have been for like training, so you might not get the free drink at orientation. You probably get it at training if you're concerned about getting a free Starbucks drink. I know some people might get like confused, like orientation and training. They might think that at orientation you're like starting, and it's like, no, you, like, I didn't even go behind the counter. I mean, I guess kind of, when I went in the back room I kind of had to go behind the counter, but I didn't like actually go like in behind the counter and look at everything. I didn't do that, but yours could be different, I guess, but that's just how mine was. That's really like it though. That's really all orientation was like. There wasn't a whole lot to it. Again, the Zoom call took most of the time. I was there for about 3.5 hours at orientation. And a bonus is that you get paid for orientation. So, you know, if you're dreading that, well, assuming you'll have a Zoom call, if you're dreading that 2-hour Zoom call, like, just know you're getting paid for it. So that's lovely. And yeah, they just go over a bunch of stuff. Again, like, I'm just explaining how mine was. It won't be exactly the same as yours, especially if you're not in a travel plaza. but it'll be somewhat similar. Don't be so nervous, because I was really nervous for orientation. It's honestly not that bad. So that's really all there is to this video. I actually have work in a little bit. I have to leave soon. That's why I'm taking my nail polish off, because I do everything last minute. It's a lot harder to take off than I thought it was going to be, and I'm kind of annoyed. Yeah, so just know that you can't have nail polish on. I mean, pretty sure I figured that out, but you can't, because it runs the risk of nail polish chipping off into the drinks, and you don't want that. I mean, I guess I get it, but I almost don't, because if you're wearing gloves, like you are wearing gloves, then wouldn't it just chip off in the glove? I don't know, but I'm not complaining, just is what it is. But I'm going to end this video here. Let me know if you have any more questions. If I didn't go over anything that you were like looking for, I can try my best to answer it for you. And stay tuned in the future. I'll make a video of what training was like. I want to get a few days of training in before I actually make a video for it, and I will go through like day 1, day 2, day 3 and stuff, whatever. But I don't want to make that video until I have, you know, some days. So thank you all for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you all on Saturday. Bye guys. Happy Starbucks.